That's cut, man.
What's up, everyone? Happy Friday. Welcome to Baseball 4 Podcast here. I'm Gus Rico, episode 31. All right, let's do it. Real quick, we're going to go over some shout-outs and some Braves updates here. We are on break. Thank goodness. We all need it. Shout out to the wife and kids out there, my dad, our Braves coaches. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Come pick up your dinero. Our Braves players, you guys enjoy the break. You guys need it. You guys have been grinding away. Hopefully you guys go be kids and get a lot of presents. Our tournament directors out there, the field crew, you guys do an amazing job out there getting the fields ready and getting these tournaments ready for our boys. I just want to thank you for that. All right, Braves updates real quick here. Enjoy your break. You guys, like I said, you guys need it. A little 2-3 weeks off. Okay, so our toy drive tomorrow at Delano Park in Van Nuys from 9 to 1. We got a bunch of toys. Again, thank you so much, everyone, for donating. It's a blessing. You guys just made someone's Christmas, and it's going to go great. There it is. There's a flyer from 9 to 1. We're going to have Animal Coffee serving coffee. We're going to have Ahi there as well serving food. I believe he's going to donate chicken bowls. Animal Coffee is going to donate hot coffee to whoever brings a present in. So we'll be there from 9 to 1. Delano Park in Van Nuys. Hope to see you there. Go subscribe on our YouTube channel. Okay, we're at 100 and something subscribers. We're trying to hit that milestone, 150. Okay, 9U fundraiser, 9U Navy fundraiser. I believe they're raffling some stuff out. If you guys want to join that, go ahead and let me know. Let one of our coaches know. Go buy a ticket. Go support the little guys heading to Omaha, I believe, in the summer.
Yes, sir.
Holiday parties. Parents, kids, enjoy them. I see people are tagging the Braves Baseball Academy account. That's awesome. You guys keep that's important to us as far as getting together and making the holidays special for these kids. Thank you, Rawlings Easton, for blessing us with a bat and glove for our 13U BBA team. Each kid got a bat and a hard to hide glove. Thank you guys so much for that. And tryouts. We normally don't do tryouts in the spring, but we have tryouts coming up January 12. Details are on the website. Details are on our Instagram. Please, if you're interested in trying out for Braves Baseball Academy, go register. Hope to see you there. And lastly, we want to thank Hot Corner Baseball on Sepulveda and Devonshire, I believe, right, in Mission Hills, North Hills. Okay, Ponch went from All-American to Hot Corner, blessed us with his brand Creole's glove, as you guys can see. We're going to be giving a glove out today, so hopefully someone gets blessed with a glove. And to my left, my co-host, Andy Lira. Okay, again, he's wearing one of these jumpsuits. I feel like he's going to walk out of the tunnel right now from a Laker game or something. He's wearing. Show him your shoes.
I got cut off shoes too. If you want.
Show him your shoes. Show everybody your shoes. Look at that.
Oh, you got the Kobe ones.
He's got the black llama mentality right there, baby. Yep. He's
You know,
got the
with
Kobe
number 8 in
shoes
the back.
on. He's got a jumpsuit on. But nothing better than this jersey right here. Look at this jersey. Los Mochis. We're gonna get into this right now.
Yeah,
Can't wait.
from what I heard, he got recruited to go coach over there, so don't be
Who did?
surprised. You, bro.
I did, yeah.
Leña Cañero.
Right? All right.
surprised.
Don't be surprised if you guys see me in Los Mochis coaching these kids. That would be actually pretty cool to do. All right. Go ahead, Lira.
Yeah. Welcome to episode 31. We had a lot of updates. We do got a couple teams playing this weekend as well. The 13s and the 11s. They're gonna finish off this weekend, and then they hit their break. We had to bring this guy back again for part two. The first one wasn't enough. Not enough time. Not enough in the day. But you know what, Lex? Guess what? There's always another day to come do it, and he wanted to come back, and we wanted him here to go more in depth of other stuff. He has the Rox system, and then him developing guys in Mexico and getting guys signed and doing these things here. So nonetheless, Rox Arroyo.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. And like you said, one isn't enough, and I don't think two is going to be enough either.
Probably not.
So get used to me. But thank you guys for the invite, man.
Yeah.
The Braves family. everybody. It's good to be back in LA, for the holidays.
Yeah.
And that jersey, man, that jersey's fire.
Fire. Look at this.
Leña Cañeros de los Mochis, Sinaloa.
There you go. I don't even know what I'm wearing.
Hey,
Shout out to all the boys out there in Los Mochis. Saludos a la raza de Los Mochis.
I think it was a perfect day to wear it.
yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, especially with that type of shout out right there.
Hey, man.
That's fire, bro. That's fire.
What more
We're
can
going to
you
have to
do?
grab that clip and put it on Instagram.
But yeah, like you just said, actually, go down there and coach. Why not, bro? Let's set something up.
Let's do it.
For a month.
Let's do it.
You
I
guys
think
let
my
me know.
passport ends expires this coming year, so I got to definitely do it.
Renew
Do you need
that
a
bad
passport?
boy.
I have a passport.
No, I'm saying, do you need one though? You do?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
You
Yes,
do?
sir. 100%.
You don't know what president is?
No, I don't know. I didn't know if you need because I know before you get on Tijuana with the California D, you know?
Yeah, no,
all you
That's
need
your
it.
problem, man. You wear too many jumpsuits, man. You're never
No,
going to
I
leave the
think
U.S.
No
when
need,
you're
no
within
need.
like a certain amount of miles, I don't think you need it. But if you just go across the border for, I don't know, 5 miles, 10 miles, whatever it is, you can come back. That's how you. Or there's another card actually that you can use that. But to go down to Mochis to Sinaloa, you need a passport.
Oh, okay.
Hey, do you see me coaching over there?
I do.
You
Yeah,
do?
man. But you guys are welcome. You let me know and then we'll set it
For
up.
real? No, I want to go to
I see.
Cancun. When
That
you're
too.
in Cancun.
We can do
I wanna go
that.
to
That's the
Cancun
big
for-
leagues.
Yeah, that's the big leagues.
Our minor league system is down in Los Mochis, but then we shoot them over to Cancun.
All
to the
right,
big
I'll
leagues.
start off at Los Mochis then.
Yeah, start you off.
I'll
You
start off
gotta
at-
start at the
I'll start
bottom.
off at Los Mochis. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you guys are welcome, man. You guys are welcome to come.
We're gonna
out.
get into that, man. As a matter of fact, let's get into it now. Like, I mean, the minute I seen you coming back, I was like, all right, I want to reach out to him because I've been keeping up with your stories. I always keep up with what you're doing out there. And first of all, you're doing a heck of a job with these kids, getting them ready mentally, physically, all of the above. I'm sure they look up to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They look up to you. You train with these guys. You work out with these guys, and I'm
in
sure
the
you stay
trenches,
you stay in contact with them throughout the day. I mean, it's night and day. I want to say from the academy that we have, you know, and the academy that you have down there. Let's just say it's a little small academy with kids, and I mean, to me it opens my eyes. It really does, because we're blessed. We're spoiled, and we're blessed here. You know, if a kid needs a bat, we figure out a way in the academy. We figure out a way, you know, to get him one, or if he needs a glove or uniforms. You know, our uniforms are expensive. They're Rawlings. You know, it has Rawlings brand, you know, right next to the uniform. You know, and then I see these kids throwing bullpens out there with you and working out, and you know, I'm sure they would love, you know, uniformity out there. Maybe, you know, something that they all look the same, but it's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely a little more raw down there. Like you just mentioned, you know, if kids, you know, they break a bat or their glove rips, you know, there's a bunch of stores here that can fix it, or you could buy something online, you'll get it the next day. Down there, I think our biggest challenge is the resources, you know, the equipment, the uniforms, the cleats. There are a couple stores down there, but we don't get the same quality.
Right.
I would say that's a challenge up to a certain degree, because we make things work with what we have. You know, we're very resourceful people down there. That part of it is good, but at the same time, when you see a kid, who shows up to practice and, you know, in a school uniform and a polo shirt, and you ask him why is he wearing that shirt, it's because he didn't have anything else. So that hits you, bro. Like it hits me hard, you know. So that motivates me to not even just work harder and help the kid, but also just find a way. I don't know if I take a bunch of clothes down there, and if I could hand off a couple shirts, that to me, you know, that fills my heart, and I'm helping somebody out. But as far as that goes, yeah, man, the kids here are very, very blessed, very lucky.
Yes.
You know, to have the resources, to have guys like you that have a network with different people, you know, with the company Krios and Punch and those guys, where you guys establish a network to funnel different types of equipment. So the Tigres, they provide us with, you know, the essentials, which is, you know, the hats, the baseballs, and some of the things that we need down there. But it's a work in progress. And I think when it's all said and done, we're going to have, you know, a well-oiled machine with that. But we definitely do need help.
I mean, let's talk about you train these kids in Los Mochis, right? It's like the minor leagues, and then the big leagues is in Cancun.
Yeah, you could say that. That's kind of, Los Mochis is our developmental city, because there's so much talent down there. Baseball is like number one there. Obviously, the Cañeros is
Look at that.
the Dodgers.
There they are.
Yeah, so this
There
is one of our prospects here, 13-year-old, and we're able to use this gym here, which provides us a lot of space, which is awesome. So I take some of my equipment there. that I try to teach these kids, or I do teach these kids how to move correctly, which is very important to me. I don't care about them pushing heavy weight. We're trying to establish proper movement patterns and educate these kids on the importance of health. And so some of those movement patterns are the primal movement pattern, the squat, the lunge, the twist, the rotation, teaching them the importance of drinking, clean water. Again, when we go back to resources, a lot of these kids, very humble families, they don't have a lot of resources financially.
Yeah.
So they do with what they can. But if we can kind of, get sea salt and pour it in filtered water, it's kind of our poor man's natural spring water. So a lot of those things that I try to teach these kids, first and foremost to take care of their bodies, but also back to the training part and the coaching. We utilize a public park where we pay 5 pesos every day to go into this public park. And
How much is that?
5 pesos is probably like, I would say, 20 pesos is $1. So, I don't know, 5 cents, 10 cents, same, yeah, whatever.
To rent a park?
Yeah.
To rent a field?
Every time you go in, it's like a donation. They use that money to sustain the park and, keep it organized and
We
everything.
would have like 10 fields.
Yeah, every day. And again, these kids, like you mentioned, we train in
Damn.
mochis, but a lot of these kids come from, they're called ejidos, like little pueblos, little ranchos from the outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they got to bus it in, man. Then they bus in, it takes them about an hour and a half to get there. And then they either got to walk to where we practice, or they find a ride, or they Uber. But again, it's these people just finding a way, the parents more than anything, finding a way to give their kids that opportunity to play baseball.
Damn.
And to train.
Yeah, I do remember. Was it the first episode that we had that you did say that they go in there, they buzz, and they figure it out, and they go and then they start practice and do all that. But give us like one day, like I know we kind of got into it, but not really in detail of like what one day of academy would be throughout the day, like from working out to practice to go, because I do want to see the difference of like how the culture out there, how the academy that you bring in, how you work them out, to what you would maybe see if you would work out kids out here, which you do when you're back here, but like kind of see the difference between the kids out there with the kids here and the two different cultures. Because you're dealing, I don't know if you really deal with parents over there, you're dealing more with the kid. Out here you're dealing with parents and the kid.
I don't think it deals with parents.
know?
Over there.
Yeah, no, well, the parents down there, they're awesome, man. And I love the parents because they're old school, right? They're like,
Right.
well, we trust you guys. You guys obviously have a good track record. Me and the other guy that's in charge there, he's our head scout.
Okay.
And so he and I are like the two heads to this academy. He's the one that, speaks to the parents and he recruits the young players. And he's one of the best pitching coaches that I've seen when it comes to mechanics, mentality, and everything. And again, he was a pro scout for years with the Dodgers, amongst other teams, so he knows a lot, obviously. But the parents, for the most part, they're like, hey, they're with you guys. We'll just sit back and we bring him here and we observe. We don't know anything about baseball, so you guys do your thing. If you need to discipline him, you have my blessing.
Wow.
And they just kind of sit back. So we really do appreciate that side of it because it allows us to work. And then we act as parents to the kids as well. We have to teach these young kids values and morals and character as an extension to what their parents teach them. And most of these kids are good, humble kids, very respectful. So we are very appreciative of that. I would say a typical day, well, we have two groups, right? So we have the kids that are signed to the Tigres already. Those are the kids that we're developing. They're a little bit older, 15, 16, 17. And those kids we train in the morning. And then the younger kids, they're still in school. So they go to school in the morning and then they come in the afternoon. So those are those kids that'll bus to that sporting complex that we train at. So we have the young kids will show up, let's say like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, every day we say a prayer. Every day we say a prayer. We have that attitude of gratitude. Kids are very humble, very faithful. So we thank God every day and we thank them for what we have. We start our warm up. Stretch, whatever, we play catch. If it's a bullpen day, then we kind of structure it that way. We're out there for so these kids here are the afternoon kids. So they're very basic, right? So they're working on balance, working on mechanics. That's the big thing there with the towel drill. Real basic, one of the oldest drills, I think.
Yeah.
So these are the afternoon kids. And once they reach a certain level where this afternoon group is like not enough for them, we need to challenge them. Then sometimes we'll ask the parents if they can ask for permission from the school, and the Tigres will send them a letter to the school asking if they can do the school almost like online, so that they come in the morning to develop, and then they do their homework in the afternoon. But yeah, those younger kids are more mechanically based, more just kind of basic fundamentals, and the younger kids are more, now we're pushing them. after we do the baseball stuff in the morning, say from like 9 to 11, then we all drive over to the gym, and then we train there for about an hour and a half, and then they're on their way. I come back home, I rest, I shower, I eat. If I'm exhausted, I take a nap, and then I'm ready again for these kids at 4 in the afternoon, and then we'll go from like 4 to 7. These young kids don't go to the gym yet because the transportation is kind of an issue, but also they're younger. So I'll get creative with their workouts. We'll do body weight stuff, and then just teach them posture, teach them movement, and then just educate them. And it's more of we have a good time. We have fun with them, just to kind of they're kids, so they want to enjoy the game. But yeah, that's kind of a typical day. We have 2 sessions, and again, the young kids come in the afternoon because of school, and the older kids in the morning come in, and those are the developmental ones for that are signed with the Tigres.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's almost like off-season training. When I used to train with Oliver and Julio, it was like the morning. We do the baseball stuff first always, and then we go to the gym, and then the rest of the day is just to recover. And then if we need to do anything in the afternoon, whether we need to touch up on mechanical stuff or, we go on a hike late afternoon, we mix that up. But I kind of set that same blueprint that I would do with the big league guys, and then I'll apply it to the young kids.
And obviously these kids have bought in.
Oh, they bought in, man, because again, we talk about resources.
To the Rox system.
Yeah. They respect me, man, because of my track record and what I've been doing over the last, going on 15 years now in Mexico.
Wow.
And it's something new. It's almost like, if you were to get a brand new brand here in America, you're like, well, what is that? Wow, that's awesome.
Right.
New food or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm like that down there to them.
Okay.
And again, it's not a sub story when I'm talking about like resource. It's reality, right? Mm-hmm. But for them, I feel like I'm doing God's work, and this is my mission to go down there and show these kids how to play the game the way I learned it here in the States, the way I learned it through the Mets organization, and what I've learned through the Dodgers organization with Julio. And I ask questions, so I encapsulate all of those experiences and then take them down there.
Right.
Now, when I go down there, nobody else has that in Mexico.
Nobody.
No. And so that's why they buy in, because the results are there, and the guys that we've signed over the last couple of years.
And would you guys want to spread out to different other ones, or would you guys just want to keep that home base there and have people just come to you and go do that?
I think in the long term, I would love to spread out to different regions of Mexico where baseball is like the number one sport, where you think of like the whole state of Sonora, the whole state of Sinaloa, and then you have some in like Veracruz, Yucatan. Baseball's growing over there. So it would be like, having bases in California and Texas and Florida. But right now we're based out of California or Sinaloa, and which is my comp. My comp of the state of Sinaloa is like the state of California. I think we build a good route down there in Sinaloa, and then we can expand out. But I think right now, because where we're at, I think it's a perfect setup.
Los Bravos Baseball Academy. Béisbol Academia. Los Bravos Academia de Béisbol. Ooh, damn.
Let's go, man. Hey, everything's globalizing, so let's make it happen.
Yeah, I would have to take a trip out there once a month.
But that'd be a good. That'd be a good thing though. Like.
But that wouldn't be dope, baby.
I don't think if I think about it, like how we have a break now, it's the holidays, but like at least going like a week over there. Within the break, but then it's like you don't have a break. But
hey, man, as long as there's Wi-Fi.
Cool,
as long as there's Wi-Fi.
Yeah, we got Wi-Fi.
You got Wi-Fi? I'm good.
Like that would be
not everywhere, but we got Wi-Fi.
La Sirenita? Starbucks or no?
There's a Starbucks and Mochis, man. But you gotta go.
No,
you gotta go. You have to go to those.
Shops,
you gotta go to the mom and pop shop. Get you a little café de olla.
Oh, damn! Now we're talking.
You tripping? You in Mexico on your Starbucks?
Come on,
crazy,
man.
You know what? I need to put this away.
Hey, the only brands we want in Mexico are Nike, Rawlings,
yeah, they want resources,
Majestic,
right?
Okay.
Easton, Krios. Those are the only brands we want on there.
We're not wearing none of that. But we coming in bags with that.
We got everything else covered, man.
Man,
showing up with no Nike stuff.
No.
I'm good.
Man, for real. All right, man. That's awesome, man. These kids they're getting after it, man. I do see that. I do see your Instagram, your videos. These guys are doing it the right way. They're trained the right way.
Yeah.
So I mean that's awesome. Do you see yourself like in their shoes maybe at one point in your life?
Yeah, 100%, man.
Right.
And I'll kind of segue into may God rest his soul, Fernando Valenzuela.
Yeah.
When I see these kids coming from ranchos and ejidos and all that, I see El Toro in them. I see myself in them. I see, our parents. I see, all they wanted was an opportunity. So that to me is my motivator. So when I do see these young kids, I think of me with the bums and Roy and all those lessons that he taught us.
Yeah.
And, you know, those hard ground balls that used to hit us and that tough love.
Yes.
You know, that's one thing with these kids, the qualities that they have when it comes to work ethic, the toughness, the hunger, that I love, dude, because I can work on everything else. Sometimes it's hard to push a kid, you know, even maybe for the Braves, for you guys, sometimes like, let's go, man, let's go. Or sometimes these kids don't understand the talent that they have.
Right.
I don't fight that a lot. Yeah, you're going to have your lazy kid here and there, but for the most part, the culture there is work.
That's what I was going to ask. I want to see if there's going to be a couple of kids that do like kind of like be like, nah, I don't want to do that, or like kind of like, nah, I'm too good for that. Like I don't need to do that. Like, is there ever a sense of that, or is it just more of like, you know what, we're here to learn, and I'm not too good for this, and you know I want to make myself be able to learn everything I can so I could go to the next level.
Mm-hmm. Well, generally, it's if a kid doesn't want to do it, it comes from a place of he's very talented. You know, he has a lot of talent. So it's like, why should I run if I throw 93 and I'm 17 years old? It comes from there, but it never comes from a lazy. You know, it's almost like he's too gifted. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, the culture there and those kids' attitude is like, let's work. I'll put them through some workouts, man, where I'm like, damn, they're not tired yet. So I'll push them, I'll give them extra. And when they're done, I'm like, you guys tired? They're like, no, let's keep going. So that, you know, that's different that they have in their DNA that a lot of kids here don't have. Where here, I'm a little more, I have to read every kid, but for the most part, the kids here are like, all right, I'm good. You know, I did enough today.
Yeah.
But over there, it's not because of the hunger, I think, because of where they want to get to. But there is a difference, and for the most part, no, the kids are awesome, man. They're respectful, and most of them work. And if I don't say anything within their group, their own kids get on them. You know, like they'll motivate each other.
Hold each
They'll
other-
say, hey,
hold
let's
each
go,
other
let's go.
accountable,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's cool because the family structure over there is very important, and there's like no man left behind. What I tell a lot of people is that like if I were to have 3 hamburgers with me, and there's three other guys, right? I'd eat mine too and be like, hey, you guys want one? That's kind of generally how we were raised here, you know, and I'm not bashing anybody, but down there, if I have 2 tacos and there's 6 people, hey, brother, we're all going to eat. And we're all eating the same portion. That's the difference. So when it comes to training, if there's 10 kids that are running hard and there's 2 at the end, the 10 kids will get on those 2 kids. Like, hey, let's go. They'll motivate them or they'll yell at them. So that's a big difference that I love down there.
I gotta go experience that. I get to yell at somebody? Oh, that'd be lit.
I get to yell at somebody without even getting like,
That is lit. Like, you feel
telling
like
you,
you're gonna
man.
get 10 people on you. Like,
Bravos and mochis.
man.
so you're talking about you mentioned, you know, these pitchers that you're training, and I see it. I see the guys throwing bullpens. You know, and I hear the glove pop, and I'm like, man, this guy's throwing gas. These lefties are throwing gas. Let's talk about. I want to hit on. There they are. There's a catcher. There's this kid right here.
So this kid, yeah, he signed with the Mets. He's 20 years old. This kid is a kid that signed to Japan. He's also 20. This kid is special, bro. I want the Dodgers to holler at him.
This is
And then this is our
absolutely-
prospect here that's going to debut this next season. And this is our young catcher. We don't have many catchers because it's mostly pitching, but we're slowly opening up to other positions just because it's the same thing, the resource. It's hard to, we don't have like a batting cage to throw BP to these kids. And obviously if we have pitchers, we need catchers. But that little catcher right there, man, he's a left-handed hitter, got hands amazing. He's small, but he's tough. And he's a kid that I fight with his discipline, but for the same reason. He's so good,
Yeah.
but he doesn't know that, you know, how good he is at times. So it's just one of those things where I don't even tell him, but I keep on him.
And I'm
So-
sure they don't really realize like there's gonna be other kids just as good as you somewhere else that you're eventually gonna have to face. And if
Right.
you're being lazy and just because you are talented,
Yeah.
when that other kid that's talented and working is
Yeah.
gonna probably have that one up on them. And then once they understand that and they go, that's when you
Yeah.
know they make that jump.
Well, they'll catch up. The other kids that work hard that aren't as talented. We actually went to a showcase in Mazatlan. We took 2 pitchers, and that catcher was going to go, but he hurt his arm a little bit during playing on a Sunday on his leagues or whatever the league games that he
Yeah.
plays. So he didn't end up going. So I took video, and I kind of messed with him, and I'm like, "Look, this catcher's better than you, man, and he's younger than you." He's like, "Really?" You know, I scared him, but at the end of the day, all the catchers that I saw there had nothing on this kid, but I didn't tell him that. But he's, like I said, he's in a good position. But now it's just a matter of me forcing the issue because he's still young. He doesn't understand what he has. But once he sees other talent, and maybe if there's somebody better than him, I think it'll get him going.
Mm-hmm. So, arm problems. Let's get into that. Do any of these kids, or I mean, nowadays it's out here. It's the velo and the exit. I mean, the exit velo, the spin rate, and we catch ourselves, including our guys, just trying to throw the ball as hard as they can, and we play a lot. We practice a lot. I mean, that's why these 2-3 weeks I think they're important for these kids to still train. Our kids train and but not play. Like don't go play and give yourself like a calendar. Give yourself a what am I go through a long toss, whatever. But we do have some guys and some arm problems here and there. Obviously, it's in high school kids as well. Because I feel like these kids throw a lot, and it's almost hard to control it in the sense of if the high school, I'm talking about high school now, if the high school season ends, it starts in September, fall ball, winter ball, and it goes all the way to June for playoffs and state playoffs, whatever. And then you have your summer schedule in the sense of like you're going to go travel the United States and go pitch and pitch and pitch. And when do they ever shut down? Do you guys have any arm problems? I mean, what do you out there? I mean, do these kids? I mean, soreness is a different thing, but yeah. I mean, let's talk about the scientists of maybe preventing it.
Yeah, I'll give you my bro science, man. Like my experience, right? Well, thank God for the most part, we stay pretty healthy down there.
Okay.
I think the first thing is that health is a state of mind.
Yeah.
I think if you are an athlete, pitcher, whatever it is, when you prepare yourself every day, it builds confidence into the things that you're doing. So you're never thinking of like, oh, am I going to get hurt because I threw too much or whatever the case is, right? So that's the first thing we teach these kids is health. How do we stay healthy? It's a loaded question because there's so many facets that go into it. For me, we got to think about the physical health, right? So in order to throw a baseball, all the energy comes from the ground. So we have to have a strong lower half before we even think about throwing.
Yeah.
So my thing is I need to build my trunks, right?
Okay.
I need to have strong feet. I need to have a strong lower half, a strong core, and then obviously the tubing and the throw and everything for the arm. So we break it down like that. Then we work out the body completely. Now we go into, if you saw that video where the kids were doing the towel drill, and then we get them to understand the proper mechanics. Because I think that injuries happen one of two things. You're either not prepared and you're trying to red line, you're trying to throw hard as you can, or your mechanics are horrible, right? Or maybe your back foot's coming off the ground before you release the ball. So now you're putting a lot of stress on the arm. So if you have beautiful mechanics and you're getting hurt, for me, it's a lack of preparation. It's a lack of consistency with the throwing.
Yeah.
If you build yourself great and you're a strong kid, you're as strong as an ox, but now you're getting hurt because for me, it's like there's no reason if you're physically ready and throwing every day consistently, then there's no reason why you should get hurt. Now let's check the mechanics. So I think it's one of two. Yeah. Again, and we can go deeper into like, hydration issues, the type of food you're eating. If you're highly acidic, obviously it's like anything acidic is like rusty, right? So there's no lubrication in the joints. But if you're high alkaline, a lot of fruit, healthy meats, sleep well, you're resting, your body's well lubricated like Bruce Lee, right? You move so well. Right. So those are other things that go into it. As far as the mentality goes with like kids trying to throw hard, that to me is the worst thing that could have happened culturally here in America that I've seen over the last 10 years.
Yes.
Once analytics got introduced into baseball, we got a lot of people. And listen, man, I'm not anti-analytic. I'm not anti-data.
I am.
Because we've always had it. The basic analytics is a scoreboard.
Yeah.
3 balls, 1 strike. It's going to tell you how to play the game. Yes. We're down 2-0, bro. We need to learn how to play the game. Right. So now, when we juice up the radar guns and a guy's throwing 95, but we advertise it as 100, wow. Now we create this, this AI tech kind of like wrong avenue that we're going. We have to come back to the old school. We have to understand why Nolan Ryan pitched till he was 45 or whatever, 47. Why did Roger Clemens pitch so long, aside from all the other stuff? But these guys were built differently. Yeah. These guys threw all the time. So there has to be a consistent throwing program. There has to be consistent, like a physical training. And again, mentality. I'm not going out there to try to throw hard. Pedro Martinez is a perfect example.
Yeah.
Small dude. How did he stay healthy? Look at his mechanics.
Yeah.
Jacob deGrom is a perfect pitcher's body, but he's always getting hurt.
Right.
You know?
Dustin May, pitcher.
So yeah, there's a lot of things that go into it, but no, we don't teach velocity, man. Velocity is a result.
Yeah.
It's the effect of the cause. The cause is what? Strength and conditioning, proper mechanics, belief. And at the end of the day, we're pitchers, not throwers.
Yeah.
They don't say starting thrower today. They say starting pitcher. So you have to learn how to pitch. So what we teach these kids is if you can't attack a fastball or can't throw a fastball and attack the zone down and away, down and in, then that pitch doesn't exist to us.
Right.
Until you throw a fastball on both sides of the plate, then we're able to throw a changeup. And then you can master that changeup, then we're throwing breaking balls. So there's a process to it. And it's the old school way. The only thing that I will add that is new school to our program is the tech. Showing them video, teaching them the mechanics. Yeah. Look what your arm is doing. You know, like that, what is it, Edgertronics, whatever. Those cameras, those are awesome for young kids to, if they have access to them, to see how the ball's coming off their hand. But I'm not going to sit on the mound, have a TrackMan, throw as hard as you can. Oh, wow, you threw 88 with a spin rate of 2,400. I don't care about that because it's a ball. Yeah. So at the end of the day,
Ball 4.
Ball 4 podcast.
Diablo.
Sorry to rant, bro, but it's a long question. But for the most part, that's how I teach my kids, man. Health, arm strength, long toss, long distance running, sprints. You know, power. We have different phases of strength and conditioning, and then the mechanics.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna put it this way, and it's just the reality of it. The trainers nowadays, just I'm gonna be real, suck. Like all they care about it's hey, we went from 74 to 80 now.
Wow.
But then when they come play for us and they do whatever, they can't last in more than an inning or 2 innings, and it's like, well, dude, like I don't need you to throw hard. I need you to throw strikes and go deep into the game.
Yeah.
And it's like they don't, and it sucks too because like you're fighting two battles. Like you're fighting the trainer, and then you're fighting the parents, and then the kid itself. You know, everybody loves to throw hard and go, but like you said, I mean, the way we got raised back in the days was you got to throw strikes, but you got to be effortless. Mm-hmm. It can't be forced. Like I got hurt forcing myself to try to throw as hard as I can, knowing I was 130 pounds, and just the reality was I should have been more of a pitcher and be okay with 84, 83 locating. Nowadays, that's not even a thing. Like it's, hey, you throw that hard, and then next thing you know, these kids are getting hurt, and then they're blaming us like, oh, well, they're going 50 pitches. No, you're throwing that much anyways on the side.
Yeah.
The difference is that you're trying to light up radars, and then to me, trainers applaud by it. They're just like, yeah, we went from 74 to 80. Great job. We're doing a great job. And it's like, well, are you hurting the kid's body more than trying to get the velocity, or are you trying to make him a real pitcher, work with mechanics, and realize that, hey, this is the goal? And I think that's why a lot of international players are more healthier. Mm-hmm. They're bigger, they're stronger because they get the foundations, like people from you that go and realize, like, hey, it comes from your ground up. It's got to be, because what I was looking like, that lefty, 20-year-old, it looked like he wasn't even trying.
No.
And he's chucking.
He's got a rocket in his arm, but because of his hips and his lower half, and that's what works so well for him. When I met him and he was 16, he was a scrawny kid, but he was throwing, I think, 88, 89 as a 16-year-old. But you're like, where does that come from? Yeah. Then when we saw video of him and I saw the way his hips worked and his lower half and everything that I learned through all the training systems with Marlon Byrd and the GOATA people, I was like, he's doing it exactly right. So now when you know what to look for, you see it. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people don't see that, or they don't speak that language of pitching. And again, like you said, like a lot of these trainers or whoever's teaching them how to throw, they're not out there with you guys when they pitch. They're just in the gym and they're like, oh, great, you threw it against the – one other thing I don't understand, they threw it against the net and they got a gun on them. Like, where's the catcher?
Yeah.
We don't throw against the net in the game, so why don't we practice the way? You know, so we have a catcher there, and I want to – the other thing is the human element, man. When, you know, like you said, you heard the glove pop, right? Yeah. Boom. Yeah. There's a sound.
There's a sound
when you hear a hitter.
There's a pitcher, and then there's a catcher.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, 13 catcher that's squatting.
Yeah, he's got a different glove.
And he's
got a different glove than anybody else.
Are we going to get into one knee trash again? Nah. All right, then there's a catcher giving him a target.
Right.
All right?
Yeah.
So
Oh, I am realizing that the catcher he had up there didn't have it when he
My
was
brother,
out
my
there.
Well,
brother
I mean,
just texted me. Chu just texted me. He's like laughing. Oh, man.
but no, we teach the basic fundamentals, man. And
He said
you mentioned
120 against the net.
That's
Oh,
festival
I see
stuff,
some
bro.
videos, man, that are unbelievable to me. Guys applauding a kid for throwing 95, but he airmailed it. I'm like, bro, oh my god. Yeah, I feel bad for, the average person who doesn't know any better. May say parents are like, oh, this guy, he's proven to, get him up, get him up to throw whatever. And so they go and they spend $200 an hour for a lesson, and that, I just say to the parents, do your due diligence, ask baseball people for, your opinion. And if anybody wants to ask me an opinion, I'll be happy to answer their questions. But yeah, just do your due diligence, man, and keep it simple, man. Keep it old school, and then just kind of just sprinkle the new school stuff on there.
How much do you think like scouts nowadays kind of playing a factor of that? Like Major League Scouts or college scouts be like, hey, we want maybe to see, we can see 97, we can control that, we can fix that, but we can't teach 97,
Right. Well, look, I went to a showcase, like I told you, about a month ago, and I was speaking to some of the scouts, and it's crazy because there's like an old school scout, and then there's a new school scout. There was Houston Astros scout there, and he had his whole thing set up, the track man, and they look for certain things.
Yeah.
A lot of times they're not even looking at the pitcher. They're looking at the data. They're like, oh wow, his spin rate on his breaking ball was 2,800. I like that. And based off that, he could probably sign that kid, not knowing that the kid over there, maybe, I don't know, he's out of shape, he's small. Right. And then there's other scouts who are, they're looking at the data, but they're looking at his body, they're looking at his makeup, they're looking at the way he walks, they look at the way he walks off the field, how does he wear his uniform, because that matters. So I think it's a little bit of both. For me, I think you have to look at the whole picture. Like I said, old school. I'm going to look at that kid's mannerisms. I'm going to see how he wears his uniform. I'm going to see how he reacts when the umpire misses a call. I'm going to see if he covers the bases. I'm going to see if he high-fives his players after they make a good play. And then I'm going to look at the data. I'm going to say, oh, shit, okay. And that's what I would do as a scout, is look at the whole picture, then talk to the kid.
Hey, Rox, we have practice tonight. I'll see you there.
All right.
You're running all 20 teams.
Let's go. I'll do it. Let's go. And I do this for the game, man. I respect the
God.
game, and this is what
I think that's one battle that we're not that we're maybe that's the battle that we're dealing with right now. Like, like to me is like we gotta look the same. I know Lira and I don't look the same right now, but
Make it happen.
but you know what I mean? Like it's just the uniformity and you see a lot of kids nowadays that maybe disrespecting the game of baseball, and they shouldn't be.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Disrespecting the game of baseball. Like, what gives you that right?
Thank you.
And I saw it last year when Bryce Rayner, I saw him play as a senior. He went, number 11, I think, overall by the Tigers. This guy would hit a fly ball to deep center, and he was like, by the time the center fielder caught it, he was already at second. And I'm just looking at it like, wow. I mean, the guy knew he was going to get drafted.
Yeah.
But then I heard, prior to that, maybe he didn't do it. Like he kind of big leagued it, but his senior year was like that. To me, that's important. To me, like getting a base hit, rounding first base hard, make them play catch like that.
Yeah.
That like, or respecting the game of baseball. Like run out, run in. Why are you walking? Like why? What gives you the right to do that? Like, and then again, I really wanted to focus on these kids that you're training out there. In Los Mochis, because if I feel like if those kids had an opportunity to come to the States, you know what I mean, they would take every or come to one of our practices, and I mean we were practicing at Birmingham football field for the whole month of December because our field got shut down for reseeding. So, hey kids, don't worry about it. We're gonna go practice on turf.
Mm-hmm. Your second option is pristine big league turf. Yeah, no, look, man, I will say this, that the kids down there, if we were to flip-flop location,
Right.
and those kids down there got to practice at Birmingham in the fields you guys have and having a uniform and a hat and everybody shows up at this time, oh my God, they would feel like they're in the big leagues. And I think as hard as they work now, they would work even harder. They'd be more motivated.
Look at that.
And so
Man.
so look, man, we talk about respect the game. This is what makes them money. the mounds, and this is a public park that we pay to train, and I teach them the importance of respecting the game, respecting their home. So I have them, water it. We don't have a hose. We use a bucket of water to kind of water the thing, and that's our fielder. That's what we work with.
Wow.
And it's very humbling to me.
Chills.
Yeah, it's very humbling, but also I'm very proud of that.
Yeah.
Because I know that the end result is Dodger Stadium, Yankee Stadium, big league stadium, and not everybody's going to make it, but at least if they get the opportunity, they'll never forget.
There, look at this.
This is our young kids. Like, we don't, they got to use their hands to water the dirt in order to pack it in and stuff. And we have rakes. We don't even have like anything professional. But yeah, this to me makes me proud, man, because and they're not too proud to do that. That's the other thing. I tell them, hey, let's go fix the mounds. One goes, finds a bucket. Well, the kid helps them out, puts the water in the bucket. They carry it back. They get the rakes.
They find joy in it.
If you ask a kid here, hey, go get a couple rakes, and I want you to pack in all 3 mounds or whatever, like the bullpen mounds, and then yes, you see, that's what I'm saying.
Not a chance.
And going back to respecting the game, man, that to me is something that maybe we're at fault as coaches, as parents,
100%.
or whatever, but we need to teach these kids that respecting the game is the ultimate currency.
Right.
Because this game, for me personally, has given me everything that I have. Mm-hmm. And it's still giving me. It's just
keeps
compounding interest, bro. The experiences that I'm having.
Bendito béisbol.
That's why I say it. Wait for the project.
Can't wait.
So we have to teach these kids that also, you look at these Twitter wars, where these former big leaguers are coming on, and then you get these gurus who never played, and they're bashing how are you going to bash a Hall of Famer? Mm-hmm. How are you going to bash, a former big leaguer or someone that played at a high level? Yeah. There's no respect anymore, and that to me, we're not fighting these guys like when I used to get in arguments. Not anymore. It's a lost cause. But
I haven't seen one.
Yeah, no.
The last one was Trevor Bauers.
Yeah, right. What did Kobe say? He goes, "Man, I'm out here playing chess, and these guys are playing checkers."
Yeah,
that's what Twitter wars are.
Yeah,
when you have a guy like Chipper Jones, Jeff Fryer, those guys that are talking about hitting.
Yeah,
they can't comprehend it because they don't speak that language. These guys are sitting in a dungeon somewhere giving lessons and thinking they're pros because they can hit a ball off a tee. Same with the catchers. I will never bash like a Pudge or like a Yachty. I disagree with what they're teaching. So then I did my due diligence. I said, okay, who's teaching this one knee stuff? Was it Johnny Bench? No. Was it Yachty? No. Who was it? Somebody that never fucking played.
Before, right.
Excuse my language. But it's just funny to me. So then I whatever. I'm not going to teach my guys to catch on one knee. If guys want to do it, I think Johnny Tinch, right? He does it now, and that's fine, man. He has to do that.
Yeah.
But for me, there's a time and place for it.
Yeah.
Because it's just one faceted. If the idea is to steal a strike with nobody on, bro, catch on your head. I don't care. But the moment that there's a runner on base, and now my responsibilities are blocking the ball to keep him at first, to get in an athletic position to throw him out at second or back pick him, and also frame a pitch. Now I have to alter my stance, which is an athletic secondary, because I've been yet to be proved that there's a better way. That if you catch down on one knee, and I get the analytics, I get the numbers, because you can skew numbers to make make something true, mm-hmm. but they're not looking at the big picture. So that's my little rant on that. No, but respecting the game, we've got to respect the people that came before us because they laid the groundwork for us. So I've always respected the guys that I grew up idolizing.
Yeah.
And then when I got the opportunity to play pro ball and then rub elbows with those guys.
Yeah.
And now I have to uphold that respect for the guys behind me, for these kids.
Man.
I have to teach these kids that, hey, you respect the game because this is what gives you Juan Soto.
Yeah.
What did it give Juan Soto? What did the game of baseball give Juan Soto?
The biggest contract there is.
Yeah. So the very least you can do is say, hey, man, we respect this game. We play hard. We run on and off the field. We wear our uniform correctly. Yes, I get it. We've evolved. It's a little more entertainment now. Beautiful, but do it within the lines of respect.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Francisco Lindor hit a home run in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Put his head down,
just ran the bases.
It was like, thank you.
That was beautiful. Grand Slam.
Yeah, it was Grand Slam.
Yeah, and I'm not saying
we saw it here, didn't we? We saw it, yeah.
And I'm not saying that if he hits another one, if he bat flips, that he earned the right.
We tell our guys with the Braves, because obviously these bats are juiced. Mm-hmm. So the guys that do hit a bomb, I tell the guys like, hey, If you're gonna go bat flip, you're gonna go do all that. There's a place and time for it. The game will dictate it when. Like if it's a 4-4 ball game and you're in the ball game and you're going, go ahead,
enjoy it.
And if they, I mean, if the other coach or parents, whatever, they jump, we're gonna respond for you. Like I don't need you, but vice versa. If I see it and then I get tagged on a video with Braves, I'm like, oh, okay, well the song doesn't belong. The video doesn't, like, what are we doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it cost a lot of us. It took a village to be where we're at, and for you to respect the game of baseball, to respect Brace Baseball Academy, Los Bravos.
Yeah,
that would be the last time you're gonna do that, because you're not just representing me. You're representing your family, all of us that get to wear this uniform.
100%.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm like, and they can probably hate me for it, or dislike it, or disagree, the parents and kids, and they'll probably leave because of it. You know what I mean?
Fine.
That's fine. go bat flip for somebody else, and go disrespect not even bat flip, go disrespect the game of baseball. But if you're here and you're under our umbrella, we're gonna teach you the right way. The wins and losses, the trophies, the rings, that's cool. That comes after, like later. You know what I mean? But let's learn how to respect the game first. Like I said, there's a time and place for the bat flips and for the trotting, whatever, like all that stuff.
Even I saw an interview with Freddie Freeman, and he said he felt guilty just doing this with the bat. He's like, oh man, I don't do that.
Yeah. Right.
But
Game 1 World Series.
He said he blacked out. Like,
we all did.
But
I was like, is that gone?
Yeah, I mean, I think, and like I said, it just respect the game.
Yeah.
It's the beautiful thing that gives us life, that feeds us, and
Yeah.
I'm proud of you guys for doing that. For letting the parents know and the kids know, like, hey, you know what, we don't do that. That's not the Braves way.
Yeah.
That could be some other organization, and if we don't fit your mold, that's fine. You're still a baseball player. I still respect you because you're playing, but it's not going to be under our organization.
Yeah.
For me personally, it's the same thing, right?
Yeah.
I represent Fernando Valenzuela. I represent the family. I represent Tigres. I want to teach those kids what he encapsulated as a human being, as a player. That to me, the humility, but also the responsibility and the way he carried himself as a human being, as a pitcher, and what he did for the Dodgers, for Mexico. So that's why it hits close to home for me.
Look at that.
That's my dog, man. May he rest in peace. And my condolences to the family, to everybody. But it was sad, man. I had a hard time with it, but when it's all said and done, when that sadness kind of dissipates a little bit, and they're never going to leave, but what he did for the city of Los Angeles, what he did for the Dodgers organization, what he did for all of Mexico, what he did for like our parents.
That's dope.
I spoke to my dad. I said, "What did he mean to you?" And the first thing he said was, he goes, "Wow." He goes, "No, it was in the early '80s here in LA. We started to get the influx of immigration in the late '70s, early '80s. Like our parents kind of came around that time, and they felt like very trapped. Where they couldn't really go out in public freely. When he came on the scene, it was like, wow, that's us. That's us." So he goes on that level, like he allowed us to go out to the stores and be proud. And then when the Mania came about, it was like then everybody came out, and like I said, that's the significance of him, man. And I think to his send off, to be on the biggest stage in Dodger Stadium, Game 1 World Series, to that how they honored him, how Data Barrera sang the song for him, his corrido, and the mariachi there. That's beautiful, brother. And that's what it goes back to. That's what baseball does, right?
Right.
It just I could go on and on, but those things I always keep that with me.
Yeah.
So when I see a kid not hustle, or I see a kid not wear his uniform right, I can't live with myself not telling him something. And if he has a problem with it, then I'm sorry, but I have to uphold what the ones before us did. And that was always respect the game.
Whew, amen to that.
Sorry, man, I got a little deep right there.
No. We're going to get into it right now. Yeah. We got time.
Yeah, because I've always wondered, especially like right now, you being the position you're in, like how the impact of him. Out here, like my mom named my brother Fernando because of him, and loved baseball and all that because of Fernando and the Dodgers. And when she came, and my dad and stuff. So, like I wanted to wonder when he did pass and all that, how that impact down there on your end, and that in the sense of like how much the culture kind of like respected him and celebrated his legacy there. Because we all know what he did in LA, but the more of like, you know, going to the Tigres, giving these kids these opportunities to get those and be like, hey, you're not forgotten. I'm here to help you guys out. And then you know, go out there and hold that and uphold that there, and you use everything you can representing himself and yourself there with the rest of his family. Like, what impact did that have once they announced that he passed away?
Yeah, well, I was in Los Mochis. We still haven't gone back to Cancun, and I know there's probably going to be a ceremony for him when we start the season in March or in April. And I don't know what they're going to do for him, but I know it's going to be something. For me personally, and the kids that we trained, we had that meeting that morning, man, and I remember it was tough for me to kind of speak because it felt like one of us, right? Yeah. It felt like one of us passed away, and it did hurt because of the impact that he had. And so we told these kids what he did, and I told them my personal stories with them, and they were amazed, man. They were like, "Whoa," they didn't know, because these kids are young, so a lot of them never saw him pitch, only on highlights. Mm-hmm. But I know that speaking to like Oliver Perez and former Mexican ball players, Teddy Guerra, it hurt him, man, because it's one of our guys. When you play baseball with somebody or you honor somebody like him, he's like a teammate. It's like a soldier, right? So he's like our fallen soldier, but he's our God. He's the one that opened the doors for us. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And without him, no other Mexican player would have come after him. So on that level, it was hard for everybody. And after that first hit, yeah, man, that was in 2013 World Baseball Classic. And then to my left was Teddy Guerra, and then to my right is here Toro. That was the first time I actually met him and spoke to him, and I was so intimidated. Man, I was so scared. Yeah, dude. I was so scared and just intimidated because to me he was a god, And but no, and it to me I feel a sense of pride, and I feel even more motivated now. And the funny thing is, I have a thing with left-handed pitchers, Mexicans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we know.
Yeah. So he's another one, and the prospect that we have now is a left-handed pitcher, and our number one. He's a young kid, 13, and sometimes I giggle to myself because Toto was a funny dude, man. Yeah. A lot of people, he was very serious, but once you got to know him, he's very charismatic. And he's sneaky. Like, you have to kind of be on edge with him. Like, is he joking, or you got to be ready for it. But he was such a good dude, man. Very humble, very giving. Yeah. And I always, like, when I see that lefty, I see, like you asked earlier, I see Toto in him. He comes from a little place outside of Los Mochis called Mochicawi, and you see these kids playing in the street, playing in the dirt. So it all connects, which is pretty cool. Yeah. But yeah, to kind of go back to your question, it impacted a lot of people. Tough. It was a hard blow especially for the guys that played with him or against him. I met a guy at that showcase in Mazatlan. Mm-hmm. So I was leaving the academy, and there was a guy and his grandson outside. And it's a little bit off from like where the whole hotel zone is, so you're not going to get any traffic over there. And I told the cab driver, I said, stop. And I rolled the window down. I said, hey, you guys need a ride? He goes, yeah, where are you going? I go, no, just hop in. And I'm going to the hotel zone, and then the cab can take them wherever they need to go. And we started talking, and the guy was older. He was probably in his 60s. And I said, oh, I'm with the Tigres. I'm here with a couple of prospects. He goes, oh, yeah. And he goes, hey, man, sad about Fernando. I said, yeah. And I guess that guy played with him.
Oh, wow.
I don't know how true the story is, but the guy said that it happened, and it doesn't surprise me. After, I think, the 81 or 82 season, Toro had played in many parts of Mexico. And he said that after the season was over, he went to this pueblo out in, I want to say it was León, Guanajuato, if I'm not mistaken, of how he told me. That he pitched in a game, a big leaguer, in the offseason, went down there, pitched in a game as his way of thanking the fans there, because when he played through there, like, they showed him so much love. Damn. So he pitched in a game in the offseason after winning the World Series. That was who he was. Yeah. And you think, I think there was a picture the other day surfacing of Ellie De La Cruz playing in his All-Star uniform. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Yeah,
out in Dominican.
Yeah. I didn't know how true that was, but I was like, man.
Yeah, well, that's like a Latin
dope.
thing.
Yeah.
But with Toto, man, I was like, that's him. That's beautiful, brother. Yeah. To give the people, the honor of seeing him pitch, maybe because they can't go to LA.
Yeah.
And that to me, those things mark me. But yeah, man, that's what, those are the things that I want to show these kids is the respect to the game, the working hard, and it doesn't matter where you come from, and I think that makes you, they never forget that. But yeah, bro, it was a cool story.
It was rough for all of us. I mean, it was right before the World Series.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how baseball gods align everything. You know what I mean? It's like when it happened, it's like, all right, you guys got to win now.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, I mean, when I got the alert on my phone, watching TV, my dad's behind me on dinner table. I think I called my brother right away. My brother couldn't believe it. And then I told my dad, the first thing he did was like, no way. And then he got up, went to the garage fridge, and we all know what's in there. And he just boom, popped one open.
Yeah.
He was like, I mean, I'm never going to forget those, at a very young age, is watching, my dad, like, he drove a Trans Am and listening to, Jaime Jardín.
Yeah.
And, with El Toro pitching, it's like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
But he meant a lot to all of us. I mean, still does.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. And my respect and condolences to the family as well, because, I mean, they had a tribute here in La Catedral, in L.A.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, I mean, legend.
Yeah, no, living legend, man, and that's what they say, right? Legends never die.
Yeah.
And so for me, it's like that's my from here on out, and I spoke to Junior as well. It's like, hey, man, from here on out, it's like our respects to him, to just him and Mexican baseball, and it's like I said, once the tears kind of dry up, then we can move on and be. He's always with us, but we can move on and express our gratitude through our work.
Right.
Through our accomplishments, and understanding that, hey, man, look, this is all possible because of you. But yeah, he's a legend. Him, Julio Cesar Chavez is another one for boxers.
Yeah.
And hopefully my goal is that these young kids, I can, create that next big Mexican ball player, left-handed.
Yeah.
And so that's what
Left-handed, you heard that?
Yeah,
Left-handed, man.
No righties.
Something about the lefties, man.
Yeah.
So speaking of these left-handed guys, you guys signed 3.
Yeah.
Right? Cancun, Los Tigres. You guys signed three guys recently. There's a left-handed pitcher out there, Jose Manuel Pacheco.
Yes, sir.
Right? 13, about turned 14 years old next in a couple weeks. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about this kid, man. How hard is he throwing? I mean, what do you got on him?
Does that matter?
It does matter because he might come play for Brace Baseball Academy one day.
I'm
with
not going to tell you how hard he throws.
He's throwing in the 90s with a pickoff move.
With correct mechanics.
Correct mechanics.
Correct
obviously.
mechanics. We signed. We just signed. So the process, just for some of your listeners, when kids are 12, 13, we start to kind of just see them. I guess that's kind of where scouting begins down there. And then you're able to offer them a contract to a team in Mexico. So
at what age?
Like at 13 and older, you can sign. So you think of like the Diablos de Mexico, Tigres de Quintana Roo, Monclova, Pericos de Puebla, and Toros de Tijuana. Those are some of the teams that send scouts to Los Mochis. So it's kind of like you have to be very good at scouting, and you work with the kids. And so these kids, we've worked with them for the last 2 years. Kind of like the towel drill stuff, all the basic stuff. And then they've developed very well for us. Mm-hmm. And so they reach a point, we have parameters. So we're like, okay, so he's ready. We sign him to a contract to the Tigres. We do a little signing thing, congratulate them.
Yeah.
And then after that, then they continue to work with us in Mochis. And if they're ready to go, we'll invite them to spring training in Cancun. So they can get a feel for like what,
To the big leagues.
Yeah,
To the big leagues.
13, 14-year-olds going down there. Yeah. And, we house them, we feed them, and then we kind of just show them, like, this is what it's like. So they get their uniform and everything, and they're pumped. So these kids we signed, and it's cool for the families, man. One of the things that people don't understand is, I'm driving out to Mochicawi to sign a kid, and there's like 10 horses over here. There's roosters walking around. So we're going to, like, the ranchos to sign these kids. And their families are there, their parents, their cousins, and the grandparents. And it's cool to see, their family so proud of a young 13-year-old kid signing.
Like mission
and,
accomplished.
The pictures and everything. Yeah,
That's their signing day.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's and at that age. So we have to speed them up a little bit faster. Here in America, it's like 13, you're still playing travel ball, you're going into high school. There's no pressure of you trying to sign to to provide for the family financially.
Would there be a benefit if people push that out here?
You want to psych that 13 out here?
No, I'm just asking, bro. Would there be a benefit or
Be dope.
No, you know what? Nah,
Or would go
would you
broke signing.
or would if you had the ability to be like, hey, let's go through
everybody
high
sign right
school
here.
and college, you would rather do it that way, or is it just because I know for you it could be like a 50-50 where it's like,
Yeah.
it's a good thing, but then it's like, damn, it's like he's not really gonna have a high school or childhood more experience. It's
Right.
gonna be straight to just like, we gotta develop you to get you to your goal, and they kind of lose those years of being, I guess, a teenager.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like I feel like there'll be some I don't know if it's up to you where you would be like, nah, I would rather do it the way I'm doing it here.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you want to give that kid an opportunity to go to high school out here and do all that, would you send them to do that?
I think there's two molds in a sense, right? Where if you like this kid could be like a Bryce Harper type, right? Where Bryce Harper was so physically built that high school is taking a step back. So what he did was to graduate early and go play with
Junior
men.
college, yeah.
So that could be one. The other thing would be a guy like me where I could never at 12, 13 be ready professionally. I needed high school. I needed 4 years of college in order to get to that age 21 to be able to sign.
Yeah.
So I think it just depends on the kid. I think there's some kids that, maybe you guys have some man-child kids that are like, damn, this kid is like too good for travel ball. And he's only in 9th grade, but he can play, in college right now.
Yeah.
Or he's got the ability. So I think just getting creative with that here could be an option. But down there, I would love to get some of those kids who aren't physically ready and then bring them over here and have them play 4 years at Birmingham.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
That would
Let's do it.
Hey, so that would be So I think development.
Let's do it. Set it up.
Pipeline. Yeah.
Pipeline.
Hey, let's do it, man. Player development is all different.
Yeah.
I'm taking experiences from when I went through it, and then now that I'm coaching it and being, the developer, I guess, in a sense of these players, everybody has a different path, but it's something that I think could happen here where like a kid is, like A-Rod, I think at 18 was already a man.
Yeah.
Bryce Harper, Manny
Man-child.
Machado, those guys. Those kids that could be challenged and maybe sign them at 16.
Bryce Harper didn't get held back. He went upper grade.
Yeah.
Well, think
That's high school.
Yeah, well, think if what if Bryce Harper would have signed as a free agent at age 16
Right.
to an MLB organization?
Yeah.
Instead of playing JUCO for 2 years or whatever he did,
Yeah.
or he could have been playing A-ball.
Yeah.
He could have probably been in the big leagues at 17, 18. Who knows?
Wow.
But you can't sign until 18, right?
Yeah, I think here's 18.
International
No,
is
a lot
16?
actually, I don't know the rules here. Over there, you have to be 16 years old.
For international
Yeah.
stuff, yeah.
Wow. So this kid Pacheco, the real deal.
Oh yeah, sorry. So yeah, left-handed pitcher. I don't want to give you his.
We're not gonna give me the velo after we're done.
No,
with
this kid
episode.
is he's a good kid. The reason why he fires me up a lot is because he's left-handed. He's big for his age, tall, athletic. His work ethic is on another level. Good parents, very humble kid, and he wants more and more and more and more. So over the last year, we've developed him. He's made, I would say, in 1 year of development with us, he's probably made about 2 years worth of work, or like a leap
wow.
of 2 years. So he's 13, going to be 14, but I'm going to treat him like a 16-year-old. And then when he turns 15, he's going to be 17, 18. Now, my goal for him is to be the next big Mexican pitcher, the next big star. God bless us and God take care of us that happened. And I truly believe that. And again, that to me is going to be my homage, or like my thank you to Toro. Like this is coming from your organization, your way of like training, your way of thought. This is going to be you reincarnated. That's my dream.
You hear that, Dodgers? You hear that?
Reincarnated.
Hey, get on the horn, man.
Yeah, we need that. Come on, Dodgers.
Mustard.
And be like, hey, Dodgers, 3 years,
Hey,
we
you
got
have a
you guys
picture
one.
of this kid Pacheco signing?
Hey, but there's more. There's more. It's not just him.
Yeah.
There's another kid that's bigger than him, left-handed, but he rakes. No, that's so. This is an older kid that we signed. He's 15. Juan Castillo is his name. Good right-handed pitcher, strong kid. His work ethic is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like it.
Good kid, man.
Who's that next to him? That's you.
So that's
obviously?
our head scout.
You're saying he's 15?
He's 15.
Nah, he's 17 for sure.
Nah,
That boy look older than you.
No, but he used to be about 20 pounds heavier when he started with us.
Wow.
He bought in, went in and saw a nutritionist, and with the work that we've done, and like I said, he's a good kid, and that's
Yeah.
the reason why he won, or he earned that contract.
That's awesome.
Was because he made those changes. And it's just work, man. At the end of the day, it's work. You
Yeah.
know, for your kids, it's like you have to be disciplined, dedicated. You got to be consistent, and you have to have a goal in mind. Like, what am I trying to do here?
Yeah.
You know, am I trying to be the best, you know, incoming freshman, or if I'm a 8-year-old, 9-year-old, whatever it is, like I want to create this culture of being a good ball player. So what are the older kids doing? That's what I think with your organization is that you have the older kids who have a responsibility to the young kids.
Yeah.
You know, not only to the organization, but to the young kids that look up to you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's important too.
I've been using a lot. Like, you got to fall in love with this, man.
Yeah.
If you to fall in love with this,
Got to have a labor of love for this, man. If you don't have a labor of love, you know, if it's like a job or a career, you know, or a passion. If you have a job, I got to go to practice today, 3 to 5. All right, at 6, I'll be home eating, you know, whatever.
right?
It's like, no, what time's practice today? What time's practice? Can we go early? Can we go early? Can we do extra hitting? That's what you want to create.
Yeah.
And that's that labor of love.
Yeah. Well, we want to bless Pacheco with a left-handed glove.
Oh, man.
All right. We got a little something from him since it is Christmas time, and you know,
His birthday's coming up too.
His birthday's coming up, and I don't know what his velo's at. It's all good.
I can't disclose that information,
I'm
guys.
just kidding. We
No,
wanna
let's
bless-
just say, yeah.
I'm just kidding.
What year was I born? We'll leave it at that. Look it up.
We want to bless the kid that's about to turn 14 with the glove, and I'm sure he can hopefully put it to use out there, and
Yeah.
some nice
Brother.
leather there.
Man.
Shout
thank
out to
you,
Hot
dude.
Corner on
No, that one was
no.
that was different, but yeah, we'll get to the hot
This is
corner
beautiful, brother. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
this is going to mean a lot to him and the kids down there. Really do appreciate this gift, brother.
One. Yeah. Let them know that Brace Baseball Academy, Brace Ball 4 podcast,
Yes, sir.
little gift from. So
Bendito béisbol.
maybe you know, I'm sure we'll see him playing catch with it.
Yeah, that's gonna
We'll
add,
send- we'll
that's
send
gonna
you.
add 2 to it.
You know?
So whatever it is, add 2 to it.
There you go.
All right. We'll send you a picture for sure.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Oh,
No, thank
bro.
you.
This
yo.
is sweet.
Yeah, hopefully he you know falls in love with it, and you know how it is when you get a new glove. It's like wow,
Oh,
or
man.
bat or cleats or
Those
was
are
it
those memories
uniform?
we never forget, huh?
Yeah, it's like
Take
man.
care of that with his life right there.
Yes, sir.
No, well, thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, anything
This
we
is
can
dope.
do
Thank you,
to help
Brace.
out those kids out there, and definitely got to take a trip out there. And I know I got some more stuff in the garage. The other day, Drew's helping me. We're going through the garage, and there's catcher's gear, there's catcher's glove, there's gloves, and there's cleats, and I just look at them, and there's baseball bags, obviously that he
Man.
outgrew, and I just look at him, and he's like, I know, Dad. I'm like, dude.
Well, listen,
I gotta
it's
think-
something that I would love to do is set up like a organization or foundation where we can get, you know, old equipment, you know, not asking for anything new, but because I know those kids, to them, anything used that's of quality, to them, it's brand new.
Yeah.
And I remember asking the kids, you know, how would you like it if I could bring like, you know, like a Dick's Sporting Goods to Mexico? They're like, oh man, that'd be awesome. Because some of the kids' parents will cross over, buy them stuff, and then take it back. Like I said, they don't have the resources as far as that goes. So in order for them to get equipment, they have to come to the States, buy it, and then take it back. And then if they buy it over there through like a what is it, like a third party, they jack the price up because now that store has to charge, or that person who sells it has to charge what it costs them to come and get it. So they're actually paying, if this, let's say this glove's $200, they're actually going to pay $300 for it.
Oh,
You know,
wow.
$350
The
because they have to
tariffs,
make, they have to make their profit.
Yeah.
Damn.
So a lot of the, even cleats, whatever the case is, they always jack the prices
I'll
up.
have to take Punch with me. Yo, Punch, let's go. Man, this was great, Rox. Appreciate you, man, coming out. Part 2. We definitely got to hit a part 3. I'm glad we hit part 1. It was more about you and
Yeah.
your legacy.
And
You
I
know-
was a little bit, you know, there was a Dodger game the night before, so
Yeah, yeah, there was. I do remember that.
I was a little sore.
Yeah, you were a little
So
sore.
It wasn't
I
my
do
best
remember that.
performance.
And this, we really focus on these kids and what you're doing out there and how you're blessing them and how you keep getting blessed with this game of baseball. But again, thanks for coming out. This was amazing.
No, thank you guys.
This
man.
was
Thank
great.
You, thank you for the platform. And again, I think it's the perfect season for, you know, where we're at now. We're kind of
Yeah.
decompressing. It's the
Yeah.
holiday season, and
Yeah.
you know, happy holidays to everybody out there. And
Yes.
you know, hope everybody's doing well. And obviously, everybody's going through different, you know, different
Mm-hmm.
stages of their life and things. But this is awesome, man. And again, thanks to baseball, man. Thanks to baseball, we're here.
Yeah.
And again, I think if I could leave anybody with something today, it's just that: respect the game.
Respect the game.
Respect
We're going
the
to focus
game,
on
man.
that.
Let's bring that back, bro. Let's make it. You know,
Respect
make it
the
cool.
game and it'll bless you.
Yeah. So we're
simple
going to
as
give
that.
out another glove here. Shout out to Punch, Hot Corner Baseball. You local Little League players, local travel ball players in the east side or west side, north, south of the valley, go visit Punch at a Hot Corner Baseball located in North Hills, right, Sammy? Mission Hills on Sepulveda and Devonshire. He blessed us with a hat that he wants give to Rox, and then we're gonna spin the wheel for this glove here, and someone's gonna get blessed out there. One of our listeners, one of our Baseball 4 podcast fans, is gonna get blessed with his brand Creole's glove.
Oh, sweet.
Lucky, huh?
Appreciate that, Punch. Yeah, no, that's awesome, man.
Hopefully it lands on my name. I think
Are you gonna do it now?
we're gonna spin the wheel here.
Oh, smack.
JD.
Let's go.
Who we got?
Johnny Tincher.
Who we got? Who's gonna go? Oh my God! Let's put my glasses on for this.
Nice.
Drew Rico.
Wow.
Drew Rico.
No, we got-
Yeah, man. Look at that. This is rigged.
That's exactly what they're gonna
Nah,
say,
spin
bro.
the wheel. That guy don't need no gloves. Winners win. Winners win. That guy.
Hey, what they say? Keep respecting
Drew
the game is to keep
Rico
blessing.
does not need a glove. He already got a glove for Christmas. Let me tell you. The spin that was dope though. Ooh, let's
Again?
go. Oh.
Oh.
Gerardo Sanchez. Is that Gio? Can we look that
Gerardo
up?
A. Sanchez. Well,
All right,
whoever that is, that's the
Gerardo
winner.
A. Sanchez. You are a winner.
Congratulations.
We have a winner here.
got
you
a
got
winner.
a glove.
You got a glove, sponsored by Punch Hot Corner Baseball.
A righty glove. So
Righty glove,
hopefully
yes.
your kid or whoever is definitely righty or yourself.
Drew Rico. He's gonna see that. He's gonna be like, "Yo, Dad, come on, man. Where's my glove at?"
Winners win. You give him a glove now.
Yeah.
Man, all right, Lira, go ahead, man.
No, thank you again. This is another great episode. Like we, especially learning about the game and cultures. I think that's the beauty of it, because baseball gets taught differently everywhere else, but at the end of the day, it's still the same game.
Mm-hmm.
And I think our biggest thing we're always going to take out of is respect the game, and it's going to bless you more than you think. And that goes for any kid to run hard, respect the game, respect others, wear your uniform the way it's supposed to be, and next thing you know, you're going to be a big leaguer. And telling kids to do the same thing that you did when you were a kid. So thank you again, man. Appreciate it. And on to the next one once we get there.
Yeah, no, thank you guys. And shout out to your Dodgers, man. Now,
Yes,
congratulations to the Dodgers, World
yes,
Series
sir.
champs. I will say this. There's a
sir.
different buzz in LA, man. There's a different buzz.
sir.
And for the first time in a long time, I was wholeheartedly rooting for the Dodgers because of number 34.
That's right.
And I was all in on them, but
right.
I wanted to say congrats to the Dodgers and city of LA, man. This city's so much better when there's a winner.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
And
City
one
of
thing I kind
champs.
of want to leave off, and we didn't touch upon it, was the cultural difference of a baseball game in Mexico versus the States.
Mm-hmm.
But you saw some of that, man, with the mariachi playing, with the Mexican
we were at the
flags.
stadium.
Yeah.
We were at the stadium for the celebration. And it
And
was
you
Oh,
get
yeah.
a little bit of the Japanese influence here in
Yeah.
LA. You get the Mexican with El Toro, then you get like the Teoscar Hernandez. You get the
Dominicans.
Kike. So
The Kike,
the
yeah.
Dodgers are doing a great job of kind of globalizing their organization as well. Yeah,
The Latins.
the Latin
man.
flavor with
Latin
the
flavor,
Japanese
yes.
end.
It's about time.
And then the American,
It's
yeah.
about
So it's a
time.
good balance of all that. So shout out to anybody involved in the Dodgers organization and the city of Los Angeles. And
Yes,
thank
sir.
you guys again for the space, man. And we'll keep building down there. And you're gonna be hearing some good things coming down from
Oh, we'll be down there.
Yeah.
Los Mochis.
Oh, don't
Come
worry.
on down.
We'll be
You're all-
scouting.
you're all
We'll be
welcome.
scouting.
You're all welcome. Los mochis. All right.
sir.
Hey,
Alrighty.
again,
Saludos.
thanks for listening, and we out.
And we out.
Gone.